So we were told that he was found about 200 feet from the road. I come down when things are really hard.
3 years ago, a part of Michelle Stickley's heart was ripped from her soul when her 15-year-old son, Tyler, who struggled with depression, died by suicide. And she says the retail giant Amazon is to blame.
Everything was locked up. Our medications were locked up. I checked on him before I went to bed. I checked on him just like in the middle of the night. Everything that I could think of. But nobody said, did you check his Amazon?
Tyler was 3 months into his sophomore year of high school in Camas, Washington. On what appeared to be a normal Monday, right before lunch, he told his mom he was going on a walk.
He just said, I love you, Mama.
Those were most likely Tyler's last words.
And I said, I love you too, baby.
After a grueling 2-day search, a sheriff's deputy found Tyler's body in these woods on his school grounds, a quarter-mile from his house. There was a water bottle by his side.
I don't even know how to put it into words or like how broken I feel. Like there's some notebooks, I think.
During the search, the family looked for clues in Tyler's room, and they found one on his computer. A recent strange purchase from Amazon, $19.99 for something called sodium nitrite.
I remember handing him the package, putting it on his bed. And he said, thanks, Mom.
At the time, Michelle thought Amazon had shipped her son art supplies, not a highly lethal compound Tyler would mix with water and drink from the water bottle found by his body.
Do you think that your son would be alive today if Amazon didn't have that on their website?
Yes, I know he would. I know he would.
How could Amazon be responsible for a child's suicide? How would the company know that Tyler might buy sodium nitrite on its website and use it to end his life?
We found they were warned. Records show parents, attorneys, members of Congress, even reviews on Amazon's own website told the company young people were buying sodium nitrite on their site and using it for suicide. The warnings rolled in for 4 years, yet Amazon kept selling the product anyway.
They knew. It's not they should have known, they knew.
Sodium nitrite is legal. It's a common meat preservative, but Amazon was selling a stronger version of it, 99% sodium nitrite, so toxic there is no household use for it. But records show pro-suicide websites were touting a use, an easy and quick way to end your life, even providing links to buy it on Amazon. Tyler's computer history shows he secretly visited those sites in the weeks leading up to his death.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Tyler's family is suing Amazon, and they're not alone. 11 other families from across the country are taking the retailer to court in King County, where the company's based. All the plaintiffs argue Amazon didn't just sell poison, but veritable suicide kits. When purchasing sodium nitrite, the website's algorithm prompted customers to buy additional supplies, including Tagamet, a medication to keep you from throwing the toxin up, and a book called The Peaceful Pill. It's a step-by-step suicide handbook with a section dedicated to sodium nitrite.
Amazon was supplying the means for suicide. It was profiting off of suicide. Amazon must pay for what they've done. They've destroyed every single family whose child bought it.
Amazon told us they extend their deepest condolences to the families and that sodium nitrite is legal. High concentrations of it, they wrote, are not intended for direct consumption. Unfortunately, like many products, it can be misused.
The fact that you know certain people are misusing the product does not mean that you are causing their misuse of the product.
Meredith Mitchell of Colorado appeared at the hearing in Seattle last month via Zoom. After her 16-year-old son, Aiden, died by suicide in 2020, she waged a relentless campaign to pressure Amazon to stop selling the product. Legal records show she placed calls, sent emails, and traded 56 live chat messages with an Amazon employee. My son used it to end his life, Meredith wrote. You're selling things that are killing children to children. The customer service rep assured her the product will not be available after the team has taken actions. That didn't happen. Amazon sold sodium nitrite for 2 more years. During that time, Tyler and several more young people died drinking it.
It's the saddest and clearest illustration of how preventable Tyler's death was.
Happy birthday to you.
Tyler Schmidt's family remembers him as a compassionate soul. He loved his siblings, animals, and science. He was a gifted artist who also battled the demons of depression. His mom says they did all they could, but that was no match for Amazon.
I think it's my job to keep him safe and healthy. And Amazon didn't let me do that.
Tonight, the King 5 investigators expose Amazon missed one opportunity after another to pull a deadly chemical off its website as dozens of young people used it to end their lives.
As Susanna Frame found out, grieving parents begged the company to remove the product for years before Amazon did something about it.
You're looking at the faces of young people from across the country. Young people who died in the exact same way. Each one of them bought a lethal chemical on Amazon, secretly had it delivered to their homes, then drank it with water to end their lives. Including this 16-year-old from California, Aiden Wallen, a high school student just starting his junior year who loved music, computers, and the outdoors.
That was the last time I saw my son was August 2nd. Little Aiden.
In the summer of 2020, his mom Meredith and stepdad Gustavo got a call from Aiden's dad.
He said Aiden killed himself. And I was like, what? And he said Aiden's gone, he killed himself. I got home, he's gone.
In his room, Aiden's parents found this bottle of sodium nitrite, cups he drank it from, and this in the trash, a receipt from Amazon. $21.18 for the chemical at a 99% concentration. At a much lower strength, it's used as a food preservative, but at 99%, it has no household use whatsoever. It's too lethal. Amazon was selling it to the public anyway. Aiden's mom assumed the company had no idea it was getting into the hands of young people.
And I honestly thought that maybe they didn't know.
Meredith got online to find an Amazon phone number to warn them about sodium nitrite. With no luck finding a person to call, she resorted to an online chat. In 56 exchanges, she explained her son used sodium nitrite to end his life and that it shouldn't be easily accessible to a 16-year-old child. The employee assured Meredith the company will definitely investigate. Don't worry, the product will be removed or not available after the team has taken actions. When Meredith asked for a person to follow up with, the employee responded, "We aren't allowed to share direct contact information to our customers."
And I just told you I lost my son. I lost my boy. And you won't even give me a phone number to call. Give me a person. Instead of letting me talk about my dead son over chat.
Despite her warnings, the product stayed on the site. So Meredith shot off 9 emails to higher-ups. It's been a few weeks. Every day this remains unregulated, a minor could use it to end their lives. An Amazon executive answered with, "We've opened an investigation." But nothing changed. Sodium nitrite was still for sale on Amazon to anyone. Meredith reached out yet again 1 year later and got this response. "I regret we've been unable to address your concerns to your satisfaction."
And finally on, what would have been Aiden's 18th birthday, She emailed me and said that she would no longer respond to me. And that was the last I heard from them.
We found Meredith Mitchell wasn't the first or last person to try to get Amazon to take action. Other grieving parents posted concerns years before she did. Other people wrote letters, including the FDA, attorneys, even members of Congress. But Amazon kept selling sodium nitrate for 6 years after the first red flags rolled in.
Absolutely, there was a constellation of warnings.
New York attorney Carrie Goldberg represents 24 families, all suing Amazon on behalf of their now deceased children. She says 23 of them died after Aiden Wallen, after his mom begged Amazon to get the chemical off the site.
So if they had listened to Meredith and stopped selling it, I believe that those 23 other people would still be alive. And I know that the 24 people that my firm is representing, that it's just a small tip of the iceberg.
I know that there are a number of cases involving these same issues.
In court hearings and legal papers, Amazon is aggressively defending itself, saying the company isn't to blame for the deaths, but the people who bought and misused the product.
Any emotional harm in this case was a result of the volitional act of creating suicide.
All the plaintiffs argue Amazon didn't just sell poison, but veritable suicide kits. The website's algorithm prompted sodium nitrite customers to buy additional supplies like Tagamet, a medication to keep you from throwing the chemical up, and a book called The Peaceful Pill, a step-by-step guide on how to end your life.
It pissed me off. They knew. They took our child's life because they knew.
Birthday to you.
Aiden's family says they honor his life in many ways, including celebrating every birthday. He would have turned 21 this year.
Happy birthday to you.
And today, August 13th, is the 4-year anniversary of his death.
This child was my life, and to them it meant nothing. Like my son's life meant nothing to them. I miss him. I miss him, and I'm afraid I'm going to forget him. I'm afraid I'm not going to remember him.
Amazon argues the family's case accusing the company of causing their son's suicide should be thrown out.
As Susanna Frame reports, Amazon says the teenager is to blame for his death, not the company.
Michelle Stickley of Camas, Washington, along with her son Gabriel, headed into court in Kent today. For the first time since her son Tyler's suicide, she went face to face with a representative of Amazon.
It's been a hard 3 years. How do you prep yourself for today?
Michelle says 3 years ago, she had no idea Tyler, age 15, had purchased the chemical agent sodium nitrite on Amazon's website. 2 weeks later, Tyler went to these woods by his house, mixed the highly lethal substance with water, and drank it. Michelle is one of 12 families suing Amazon, saying the company knew they were selling a dangerous product. Records show parents, attorneys, members of Congress, even reviews on Amazon's own website warned the company young people were buying sodium nitrite on their site and using it for suicide. The warnings rolled in for 4 years, yet Amazon kept selling it anyway.
And that's all I could think of is it's always money. And he was a boy. He struggled.
That theory cannot stand.
In court today, Amazon's attorney argued the company's not to blame, but the people who bought it, and that the case should be tossed.
Any emotional harm in this case was a result of the volitional act of creating suicide.
Mental health is a serious thing. And when people are in those trenches, do we suggest giving them something to hurt themselves?
Tonight, the King 5 investigators reveal Amazon has lost its bid to get a lawsuit thrown out. That lawsuit accuses the company of causing a Washington teenager's suicide. Good evening, I'm Greg Copeland.
I'm Joyce Taylor. A King County Superior Court judge has ruled the case will move forward, despite Amazon's push to have it tossed out. Here's King 5's Susanna Frame.
So we are at a friend's gallery called La Casita.
For the very first time, Tyler Schmidt's artwork is hanging publicly.
He would have been so proud to hold the space.
Exactly 3.5 years ago to the day, he died by suicide. He was 15.
So I'm ready to share him. I'm ready to share him and his story.
Tyler was a high school sophomore when, behind his family's back, he created an Amazon account. He bought a lethal chemical called sodium nitrite on the site, drank it with water in a wooded area on his school grounds, and took his life.
I checked on him before I went to bed. I checked on him just like in the middle of the night. Everything that I could think of. But nobody said, did you check his Amazon?
Amazon has been working to quash this lawsuit filed by the family last year that blames the retail giant for Tyler's death, saying despite Amazon's knowledge that sodium nitrite was being purchased for suicide, specifically by minors, they continued selling it anyway.
I will issue a decision.
Now a Superior Court judge has ruled against Amazon. The family can press on with the case.
Very much a relief that it went our way. But I can't live in that space. I have to keep figuring out how to get out of bed. Our babies were important to us, but the money was more important to you. I don't understand. What business model are they working from?
This is an especially traumatic time for Tyler's family. A major milestone is coming up.
It's Ty's 19th birthday.
Another birthday they won't get to celebrate.
On Saturday.
But they'll never forget Tyler's smile, curiosity, and love of art. And they want to make sure Amazon never forgets him either.
You shouldn't be selling those things to minors. And if we have to have a law over it, if we have to take them to court because of it, here I am.